it could either be a positive or negative thing to envy something, but when putting gender in front of it, you might envy something of that gender that the gender typically does. So, putting those two words together, I hope you understand what that means. I'm going to be talking about the gender envy that I got with Sledge Queen in Decaying Winter. And better yet, let's just hop in the game right now and start playing some Decaying Winter here before I socially transitioned. Sledge Queen was actually one of the things that kind of sparked something, and I was like, wow, this person's so fucking badass, and their gender is a woman. That's fire. Getting the feeling of wanting to be someone, right? Or wanting to be in their position because of what they possess, or because of the social stigma around the character, or something like that. Also counts as gender envy, generally so. I think that's like a better description for it. But I forgot to say that, and I didn't say that, and I said that. So, go back, and you're gonna kind of see a theme in my creation in games with Nervotica and things of that sort, and how like I really like badass people. Like I like, you know how kind of how like I don't know. I don't want to say this in a weird way or sexist way because I'm not a fucking idiot, right? But I've seen kind of male characters take the narrative and be written horribly, but I've seen a lot of really cool men / male or whatever, good written characters, right? But primarily in Nervotica, what I'm going to do writing that is have a lot of, or at least a big feminine aspect to it in design for a lot of the characters, but as well as shows some sort of like positive masculinity, but not in the stereotypical sense that people may think of just brute strength and things of that sort, right? And more of like understanding what suffering means and what it means to keep going, things like that. And it's at the end of the day, it is those things and concepts that make us human, not our gender. But getting into the game now, I'm gonna say ready, and we're gonna get in here. I'll melee her for a little bit because I know I'm gonna die, but it's whatever, right? I'll do a showdown. I guess this will get her with a TNT explosion, then I can lure her all the way back here. Can't see. I'm blind as fuck. I think another thing that would make the game better is adding transparent first-person models so that you don't struggle as much when fighting, because let's be real, us pros out here, people who are actually good at the game, want to see what we're looking at. We also want an FOV slider. Those two things. But anyways, I don't know how I feel about the direction of the game kind of feeling more, because like what it looks like to me is because the people that took over after Red is gone, I think that was the original person that owned this game and made it. After they were gone, some other people took over, and now they are making and working on the game and stuff. And it's interesting to see them take it this direction to make it feel a lot more like broad and grand and kind of technological and electrical in a sense, right? And what I mean by that is like the world is very, very just absolutely it has a theme to it, but it feels like, like Parkour Reborn does. For those of you that have bought that game, and and all their controversies and whatever, it's very interesting to see that like they're taking kind of the same direction as Parkour Reborn. At least it feels like the music feels a lot more like ambiance rather than a center, right? But when it comes to important fights and stuff like that, the music is still there. I think, like for Scav War, they still had that really intense music that's rocking on, which I absolutely love and adore. But I'm going to do the first night normally, and then I think I'm just going to do a gun down, because who the hell is going to show down Sledge Queen? Not me. I do not play this game every single day. But yeah, Sledge Queen is the lady in the castle over there. That thing, I don't know what the fuck that means, but it's in the sky. It exists, I guess. But what's important is the castle, and her castle is fucking awesome. She has a bunch of like loyal followers and stuff like that. She has like some of the best snipers ever, and best sniper players, individuals, I think, ever, because they target you from like really far away. They're really good at kind of doing stuff. But yeah, we're getting an explosive combo for her to lure her with the things. I can't remember what they were called, honestly. Oh yeah, the clones, yeah. But yeah, I'll be talking about more gameplay aspects, the flaws of her fight. I mean, solo knights are also really annoying, but there's a definitive strategy to kind of just beating them up. When it comes to just two guys, also, that's Scary. There we go. There we go, I got it. I lost like half health and got no debuffs, which is very lucky. I'm thinking of a showdown, because I could just use explosives beforehand. When a fight becomes more RNG based rather than knowledge based, that's when the boss fight just becomes torture. So, you kind of have to be careful about what you're getting into, stuff like that. For the most part, Sledge Queen is kind of predictable, but I don't know, you know. Things could be different all the time. We're gonna do a explosive showdown tomorrow. There we go. That guy's gone. And voila, I think a lot of people call this boss fight BS, and the community is very defensive over Sledge Queen, in the sense that, like, she deserves to have all the power she does, and you're just bad at the game, and the boss isn't horribly written. Like, the boss fights writing is iffy. I think it's bad. Her character writing is great, for the most part, at least, even though this game is literally, like, the lore is very not decipherable to be eaten up in the game. I don't know how you would actually find the lore or understand it, honestly. Things of that sort, but yeah, I mean, I feel like being able to witness a character's abilities, you know, like use their abilities in their own way, in a special manner, right, was cool, because they had their own kind of thing going on. And they could, like, you know, jump like really high in the air, then they could just shoot like they could punch, quote unquote, punch their own bullet. It really doesn't look like that. Why does the bullet explode? Because there's no fucking gunpowder. I guess, you know, the bullet is explosive. You could say that, but anyways, I don't know. It's very gamey. It's cool, arcadic and gamey, how she fights and stuff like that. But I don't know, you know. Is this like it's cheese? Okay, I got some cheese, which is pretty good. And I got a good melee weapon, so Night One's handled. Yeah, Spear is a very good tool, but I wouldn't say it is like good at mobbing. Like in early game, I mean, it's... Check this out. It's pretty good. I just clicked on them and they all just fucking toppled over. And also, it sucks for Sledge Queen because she randomly gets stunned and then the timing is off, and then she'll like hit you a singular time and then you're dead and it's over. So, understanding the pattern is very important if you want to melee Sledge Queen. Grab the dagger up here because I may as well do some evac. I think it sounds like a good time, just like an evac for an hour. We're talking about the Sledge Queen, the sheer amount of gender envy I got from Sledge Queen. Does any other trans femme or masked play the King Winter? I'm trying to remember. I almost said Fear and Hunger, because I've gotten the escape ending of Fear and Hunger, and that game is a fucking nightmare. It's scary as shit. I mean, it's scary, but it's scary in the sense that, like, it's fucking, like, it's more creepy than scary, but also just utterly horrifying. Like, it's body horror turned up to the absolute extreme. It's just so much body horror. Imagine the worst body horror ever. Yeah. Oh my god, that was like, if you look at my health bar, I think like every little inch of like my being was just stolen away from me. Walk. And this is just, is it over? I have a broken leg. Oh, okay. Well, this is a one shot, you're right? No. Well, goodbye guys.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
This is just evil. Same time, I don't fucking know. We can finally melee, let's fucking go, yeah. By the way, I need to warn you guys, if you're new to this channel or to playing the King Winter and getting into it, you know, like somehow I get you to play the King Winter, please do. This is a wonderful fucking game, but at the same time, I will warn you, this game single player sucks so bad. You have to learn so much shit before you can actually progress to get different endings. That's saying different endings. If you just want to beat the game a singular time, you have to have so much knowledge from just dying and playing the game over and over again to a point where there is not necessarily any winning, but just small increments of learning over time. So, you know, if you want to play single player, be warned, this game is fucking hard as shit. People say the game's easy. There's this thing called having knowledge. That's what makes the game easy, right? But it's not easy to just gain the knowledge, and that's the important thing that should be focused on, is being a good teacher and being a good student and things like that. But yeah, I'm gonna summon her here, and she'll show up at some point. Okay. Also, it's gonna hurt a lot. Please help. There we go. I was scared. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what that was. Yeah, you probably shouldn't stand near a wall because she'll dash into it and glitch, which is another issue, but you know, it's like, I don't know, you know, like, these are like kind of like, because this boss fight's AI has not been changed in genuine decades. It has not been reworked in genuine decades. And what I mean by saying decades is not actual decades, I just mean I'm saying that this hasn't been changed in a long time, but you guys know what time it is. I'm level 100, and it's time to prestige. And you know what I'm going to gain? Absolutely nothing. I don't know. It's okay. I'm going to gain some cosmetics for this. You get some bonds. And those bonds can be used in the UGC. Well, no, actually, no, that's not it. But again, I think there's some new ones on here. But at least I can actually like, kind of see them and see what they look like, so I get to choose them. You got to do the Quartermaster, and that's something you unlock after stuff like that. The models here are just not low to them because of the new menu update and whatever. Some of these need to be re-added and put in. I think the TF2 reference is funny as shit. And Sledge Queen just sitting here, like, this is her hair, I think. I think the monocle is there too, or whatever. The fucking, I'm calling it a fucking monocle because that's what it is. It's calling monocle because she has one eyeball covered in like a Dragon Ball Z fucking glass, like, power level scaling looking shit thing. You know, you guys get what I'm talking about. I'll wait more things in life, I think. When I feel like it, of course. And yeah, bye-bye. Yeah.